Everybody, happy Monday to everybody. Happy Cinco de Mayo for everybody who's going to go out and celebrate today. If you do, just be careful, be safe. There's going to be a lot of margaritas and chips and dips out there. Okay, I come up with these calls on a weekly basis based on when agents call me and ask me, Joe, how many days a week should I work? Joe, how many leads should I buy? So today's topic is, how many leads should I buy? And I've been doing this for a long time, and I've heard agents say, Joe, the most I'm going to buy is 10 leads a week, 15 leads a week, and I'm going to get referrals. Back in the day, there was a gentleman named by Tim that worked with us, and he used to buy 40 leads a week, 40 leads. Set appointments for as many as he could. The other leads, he just let go. So there's different philosophies on basically what the leads cost. Back in the day, leads were costing $15, $18, $20. Today, they're costing a whole lot more. So if you did the program that he did, the 40, and let the other ones go, granted, he would call them back later, but if he didn't get a hold of them, he'd say, Joe, it's just part of doing business. So if you decide you want to do that, let's say you want to buy 40 leads a week, and you're only going to set appointments, okay? And the leads are within, 100 miles of your house, 100 miles of your house. I'm going to recommend you to buy your 40 leads a week because I cannot tell you do not buy that amount of leads. Everybody's philosophy on how they do things, how they run their business, what their overhead is, what their costs are is totally different, and it's up to you. I told him, I said, why don't you continue buying the 40 leads? From there, run the leads the way you want, run through them a couple, 3 times, and if you cannot do it, run an agent, bring an agent on with you, give him a free lead program or maybe a $5 per lead program where he's got some skin in the game, and you and him split the leads. He thought that was an ingenious idea. So now the leads that he was not getting a hold of, he had the person either calling or trying to door knock. So he was at least getting back all his money for the leads and also making more money. Now, let's say the magic number is 20 leads, okay? And you're not making enough sales. Agents have been told buy more leads because when you buy more leads, you're going to make more money. Well, that's so if you know how to set a proper appointment, if you know how to overcome objections, if you're in the house, you know how to make proper transitions to get into the next step. All these things come to be learned. Buying more leads does not guarantee you anything other that you're spending money, yet it's giving you an opportunity to make more money, providing on the knowledge base that you have. Now, you get 20 leads a week. How fast should you call them? When should you call them? Back in the day when I first started this here, the guy that was the #1 producer, I'm going back 28 years ago. You know how certain things are blueprinted in your mind? He called everybody on Sunday. He said, Joe, either they're home watching some sporting event, I'm going to call them after they get home from church and breakfast, I'm going to call them in the afternoon when they're relaxing. This is more when people were picking up their phone and going, hello. Okay? He says appointments on Sunday for Monday and Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, he set appointments for Wednesday and Thursday. So that was his style back in the day. If I'm going to set an appointment, I really don't want to set an appointment a week out. Yet there's certain times based on the conversation, you have to. So if you set an appointment for a week out, there's 2 sides to that there. Should I do it? Should I not do it? Well, if you don't do it, you've got no appointment. You don't even have an opportunity to possibly make a sale. Or if I do it, do I just show up at their house at 6 o'clock at night? Or do I call them that morning or the day before to confirm it, knowing if they answer it, they may say, I don't want you to come by. Different philosophies on everything. Now, an average lead today, I'm going to guess cost about $35, okay? So you figure 20 leads are going to cost you $700 in a cost, okay? And the secret is that when you get a lead and you call the person up and they don't answer it 2 or 3 times, what I used to write the time that I called the person. I put down I called like at 9:30 a.m. or I called Tuesday with a T, Thursday TH at 4:30 in the afternoon. So I had somewhat of an idea when I was calling them, so I wouldn't call them every morning at 9 o'clock. Just because you're making phone calls at 9 o'clock and they don't answer, you got to change it up and say, well, if they haven't answered 2 days in a row at 9 o'clock, they could be working, they could be going out to have coffee with their friends. Let me call them maybe after lunch or maybe late afternoon or early evening. That is something that's going to take a little bit of just playing around with the phones, trying to figure out people, which you never will. Now, 20 leads to me, and you have to go with this philosophy, and it doesn't always work, but you have to have some foundation to no matter what you do. There's got to be a foundation, there's got to be the principle, there's got to be a pattern, which equals the results. I always was told you buy 10 leads, hopefully you're going to make 7 appointments, 7 sits, and you're going to make 3 sales. So 1 lead could get you 3 sales, 1 lead can get you husband and wife, the other lead can get you a single person. So if you go 10 leads, 7 sits, 7 appointments, 7 visits, 3 sales, you're a 30% closer. You're hitting 300. Baseball players practice every day. They got training coaches. They've got coaches telling them how to stand, how to sit, how to throw a ball, everything. If a professional baseball player hits 250 a year, 300 a year, 325 a year, he's making unbelievable millions of dollars. So if you think about us as a baseball player is going to strike out, ground out, fly out. He will not get to first base a minimum of 6 times of 10 bats. So he is not successful 6 times to 7 times. Every time he's looking at hitting that ball. And this is the same way with the lead. So if you think about it, and you can't get upset because if the professional statistics are a professional ball player gets paid this to do this here, and he is sought after, think about us doing leads. Well, Joe, it's not the same thing. A lead is different. You know, the person that calls wants the information, and they want it. Well, I don't agree with that there. A baseball player getting up to bat wants to get hits because he's got back-end money, so many home runs, so many doubles, whatever. He's got back-end money he's got coming to him. So he's going to try his hardest, as you. Here's trying the hardest. You get your 20 leads a week. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're spent. You're tired. You got to go get a couple aspirins. You got a headache. You tell your wife, honey, I just can't do it no more. I'm just going crazy. I can't do it. Your wife says, honey, why don't you just make a couple more phone calls to see what happens? And your first response is, I'm the man of the house. I call the shots. I'm not doing it. She tells you, honey, what if somebody answers that phone? What if you were in the car and somebody answers the door and you make a sale? Now, what she's chirping is making sense. And you're saying, you know, I've been kind of hard-headed lately, haven't been making the amount of sales I've been wanting to make. I'm spending all this money on leads. Let me kind of listen to an outside player who has no knowledge about what I know. Let me kind of take that note and think about it. So that day, you're still going to be hard-headed. Not going to do it. The next day, in the back of your mind, 5 o'clock comes around, you're tired, you want those 2 aspirins again, and you're going to sit and say, let me make 5 more phone calls. What's 5 phone calls going to cost you? Nobody answers. It's going to cost you like what? 2 minutes of your time, they don't answer. Okay. If they do answer, now you have an opportunity to make $500 or more. When you're out knocking on doors and it's 5 o'clock and you say, traffic is kind of bad, I got to get home in time, and you have nothing planned. If you have nothing planned, I'm going to say forget traffic, continue knocking on doors. True life experience with me. I'm going back probably, 15, 17 years ago. I was out, can't tell you how many leads I got. Monday, nothing. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, nothing. Thursday, nothing. So Friday morning I woke up, wasn't in the best of moods, made no money throughout the week, knocking on doors, making presentations, the people who would let me in the house, made presentations, couldn't make no sales. So think about it. Your mind is upset. It's just not going to be a great day because you keep programming yourself. I made no sales 4 days. Why am I even going to go out today? Let me just wait till Monday, start the week off fresh. We all had that attitude. So I said, Joe, you can't think that way. You need to make money. So in my brain, I said, okay, Friday is no longer Friday. Friday is Monday. No sales, 4 days. Today's Monday, brand new week. I'm going to go out there with a clean attitude. My computer brain has been cleaned out. Weekend's over with. I'm going to start knocking on doors. I'm telling you a true story. True story. Get out there. First couple doors I knocked on, nobody was home. The end of the day, all I can remember, it was such a long time ago, I did right at $1,800 in annualized premiums. $1,800. And back then, everything cost less. So $1,800 then, back then is probably about $3,000 today, if not more. Okay? So I walked around Friday. I'm like a stuffed peacock walking around. $1,800 in sales. Went home. I thought I was the coolest guy around. But I did it. I just did a little bit longer. I pushed myself. Extra phone call. When your wife tells you should do it, or your significant other says you should do it, you should do it. Knocking on doors when you're out and about. Friday afternoon, 4:30. Knock on a couple extra doors. You never know what is going to be behind door number 17, door number 18. You got no idea. I've gone to houses before and people like told me, oh my God, I'm so happy you're here. I was wondering when you were going to come by. I look, I see you talking to me. They go, yeah, we've been wanting this information. We sent in a couple cards and nobody's ever come by. We're so happy you're here. And when you hear that, you think, am I dreaming? Pinch me, pinch me. I've walked in houses before. I'm not going to say it's a total down. Yet I made sales. Here's the name of the game when it comes to buying leads. Buy what you can afford. Don't overextend yourself. Okay? If you've only been doing this for a short period of time, don't go out and buy 30 leads. You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to get in debt. You're going to get sad. You're going to get depressed. You're going to quit. Why am I telling you this here? Because I'm not going to BS you guys. I'm not going to tell you, go out and buy all these leads here. You're going to make all this money. I'm going to set you up for success. Other people are going to set you up, not for failure, but they're going to set you up because they're making money on the leads. I sell a lead. I don't make a dime. I don't make a dime. It's part of the service I offer you guys. Part of what the IMO offers us. They'll get you leads at a reduced price. They buy a bulk, okay? They get an override. Everybody's making money. The name of the game is either be knocking on a door, calling somebody to make a sale. Now, got 20 leads. You called them all Monday and Tuesday. You've got nothing else to do. Well, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You got all the leads from the prior weeks and the prior months. I used to keep my leads when I was door knocking, which I was only a door knocker. I've never really been a phone guy. I've always been a door knocker, the old-fashioned way. They'll say belly to belly, face to face, right there with you. I used to keep all my leads in the trunk of my car. My trunk in the front seat was my office. I had every zip code with alligator clips on it. 33602, 33603, 33607. I had everything with alligator clips. So when home office sent me my 15, 20, 25 leads I used to get, I get them. Most of the time you get them in the same zip, but sometimes they're all scattered around. So let's say I got 10 leads from 33610. I go to my little inventory. I got 7 from 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, 6 months ago. Pull those 7 out, put them with my fresh leads, put them in order, driving ways, not reason, why, and I would start knocking on doors. The older leads I had, I treated them as if it was just came in on Saturday. I don't tell the people, listen, I've had these leads for 6 months, haven't been getting a hold of you. No. Hello, my name is Joe. Recently you sent this card in, okay, and you want some information on, and I have it highlighted, okay? Now, if you say I had this lead for 6 months ago, right off the bat, and I haven't been able to get a hold of you, there's a great possibility they're going to tell you, I've already bought something. I changed my mind. Yet, I just received this lead on Saturday. I want to get to you as soon as I can to answer all the questions. Start rubbing those feet at the front door. This is a universal symbol. I'm coming in the house. Okay? Coming in the house. Go in the house. Now, they may say, damn, I thought I sent it in a long time ago. You may have. I just got it Saturday. Okay? People do not remember sending these cards in. People really don't remember exactly what's on the card. That's why what I do is that I highlight the important stuff on there. No cost, free information, depends on the leads you get. Final expense, life insurance, Medicare, whatever your lead says, that's what it is. Also, when I'm at the door, what's this pertaining to? I hand them the card, and if that does not work, I said also on the other side of the paper that most people keep, a lot of people throw it in the trash, it also says we can give you information on Medicare, Medicare Advantage, Medicare supplements, accidental plan, child plan, whatever else is in your brain that you can offer them that you have in your briefcase. Also was about this here. Back in the day with me, it was final expense. They said I bought it, I don't need it, I changed my mind. I turned my head and walked away like a little sad puppy dog. Now, everything's changed. You've got different things to offer. You've got different things to talk about. Different things to say why they sent the card in to where it's not a one and done. Buying leads, I'm going to tell you, you got to get them every week. If you go on vacation, take a week off. But what I've seen agents do, I'm not going to work leads this week. I don't have the amount of money I need. And what you do, you don't buy the leads. Now you work at all of your older leads. You may make 1 sale, maybe 2 sales. Yet, if you bought new leads, you might have made those 1 or 2, and you may make 3 or 4 more. A fresher lead, hopefully, and it should give you a better opportunity to make a sale, yet our leads are based on timing. Something could have happened to that person 6 months ago and they weren't home for a couple of days because they may have been out of town for a death in the family. Who knows? Okay? When you come by 6 months later, somebody could have passed away 3 weeks ago, a month ago, and you just happen to be there at the right time. Oh my God, I'm so happy you're here. Fantastic. You know, I'm so happy you're happy to see me. How you doing today? Well, my cousin just passed away about 2 months ago. His wife didn't have enough insurance. We had to give her $500 to help bury him. They had to do a car wash, had to do a bake sale, they had to do a GoFundMe account. He couldn't do a traditional funeral that he wanted, so they had to do a cremation, and oh my God, we were just devastated. Okay? Things happen to others that open our eyes up. Okay? Death is something that's gonna happen. That's the only guarantee we have in life. Yet we don't know when. So what our job is with the lead is to educate people, prepare them, coach them on the reasons why they need to get something now based on age and health, and then you can qualify them for the best plan. Work your leads, ask for referrals. One more story. We had a guy that worked with us a long time ago, only bought 15 leads. He said, Joe, I'm not spending more money. That's when leads were costing $15 each. 15, maybe $16 each. 15 leads is all he bought. But he used to ask for referrals. Every house he went to, whether they bought or did not buy, he asked for referrals. Every month, he did a minimum of 15,000. A minimum of 15,000. How do I know it? Because there are certain things I said earlier that get blueprinted. So everybody is different, okay? If you like asking for referrals, a lead is going to get you an opportunity to make a sale and ask for referrals. Some guys in the beginning, I don't like asking for referrals. I didn't feel comfortable doing it. It just wasn't ingrained in me. I'd rather spend $20 on a lead than ask for a referral. When I decided to break the ice and start asking for referrals, it was a little challenging in the beginning because I wasn't comfortable asking. Once I got comfortable asking, once I got comfortable calling the people up or visiting with them face to face, and then asking them the same thing for a referral, or ask me, can you introduce me to somebody who needs maybe some information? I said, my God, why didn't I do it before? So you need to think about it. If you're neglecting asking for referrals, if you're afraid to ask for one, and you don't know how to ask for one, just try it. Is anybody there that I could share this information with for free? A cousin, a family member, your parents, or a neighbor that I can give the information to for free? Okay, I've got some extra brochures. I would love to give it to them. Hopefully they'll give you something. So what I used to do, I used to have a little paper done, typed up, referral list, and I have like a little line, and then I put the person's name in referral list, and I put down Mary Jones on the top. And I said, Mary, could you put down 5 of your friends? And if you need more papers, I got more. Some people that I can contact to see if they need any of this information that I've given you today. And better yet, if you don't mind, could you call them and tell them that I may be getting a hold of them today or tomorrow to let them know that I'm your new insurance agent, I'm your new friend, I'm the one that made you feel good. If they didn't mind giving me 2 minutes of their time so I can answer any questions they may have. That's the home run if they call the people. So with that said, guys, buy your leads, work them hard, knock on an extra door, make an extra phone call. We love you. You need any carriers, give Jay a call.